Ninja Kamui is a true phenomenon, and has already surpassed solo leveling and One Piece in popularity. But why is it so successful? Let's talk a little about this. So guys, how are you? I hope you are well. I am the Monio, the interdimensional demon, who talks the most about Ninja Kamui on YouTube, and you are on my channel. Let's get straight to the point. What's so special about this anime? Basically, it's a revenge story, with ninjas, technology, strange powers, and an evil megacorporation, all with lots of violence and a great soundtrack. Furthermore, its first episode is extremely remarkable, as it is very frantic, with absurd action scenes, and a lot of mystery about what is happening. But the Monio, will this video have spoilers from the manga? There is actually no manga. Ninja Kamui is an original anime series made for TV, and I confess that I was very impressed with the quality of the production and knowing that it is not based on an existing product. But I think Ninja Kamui's biggest difference is that it surprises you. It seems like something very basic, but the animation has a certain level of pattern breaking that works very well. For example, the first episode starts with a fight scene, which I normally don't like, because starting with a fight causes the problem that fight doesn't have any emotional weight, since you don't know the characters and therefore don't care about them. If one of the characters dies, it doesn't make any difference, as that you don't care about him. But in this case, this first fight only serves to contextualize something that will happen in the first episode, and that will be extremely impactful for the protagonist. And speaking of being impactful, after watching the first episode, I was wondering if the series would be able to deliver a good script, which would justify everything and keep me interested, since it's very easy to fall into the trap of creating a first episode, extremely bloody and frenetic, which serves the purpose of shocking you, but which doesn't have much more to offer in terms of character and story. But surprisingly, that's not the case here, as we are presented with a very interesting plot, with charismatic characters and full of mysteries. I actually really like the way the narrative decides to tell you about the world, which is basically not telling you, while in other animes you have a narration scene or a character who basically talks in a super expository way about the rules of that world, about who are those people, how do their powers work, who are the villains, and so many other things. But in Ninja Kamui, we learn what is happening in the plot little by little and in a very organic way, which contributes to the mysteries, and keeps you curious to understand more about the world, making you put yourself in the shoes of the characters who are discovering and understanding things. Of course, the story is not the most original and creative in the world, since its basis is still a story of revenge, in which the protagonist will have to kill a lot of people to fulfill his objective. But the execution of things and the way the story is conducted is very competent, and together with the great action scenes it gives the necessary difference that is making it so successful. The climate of constant tension in which we see the protagonist also helps to make the first episode quite remarkable, as he is clearly trying to hide his family to protect them, and news comes out all the time about people being killed by extremely shocking and unexplained ways. And the episode does a good job of making you connect with the protagonist and feel his happiness in having that life and enjoying it with his family. And the direction is very good at conveying that feeling in the scenes of family interaction. The colors become warmer, the music becomes softer, we begin to feel a sense of hope in the way each of these moments are handled, and we truly begin to fear for what might happen if they are found. The anime's production level is very high, with very beautiful characters and scenery, animation quality well above average, as well as a very good soundtrack, with music a little different from what we are used to seeing in Japanese animations. Another thing that caught my attention is the aesthetics of the animation in general, which reminds me a lot of those animes from the late 2000s, which had visuals that mixed old references with technology in the scenes and in the characters' clothes, enemies with super stylized looks, and making use of some type of cybernetic technology in their bodies, as well as cyberpunk inspirations from animes like Ghost in the Shell. These inspirations are really cool and bring a certain nostalgia for anime from that time, which those who are a little older have probably already watched. The second and third episodes are also quite interesting. They develop the main plot and scale the scale of the threat that the protagonist will face, and gradually reveal more about the protagonist and some concepts of that world, such as the fact that the protagonist is a ninja and the details of the logic of how he uses his skills, and also introduces some interesting new characters, including possible enemies. Furthermore, the feeling of danger remains constant, especially in relation to the characters that interact with the protagonist, and the feeling that they could die, as they become more involved. I was really interested in this animation, and I'm going to follow the episodes that are being released by Adult Swim. But what about you? Have you watched Ninja Kamui? What do you think? Is it better than solo leveling? Leave it in the comments, and if you like the video, subscribe to follow the next content. Until next time my people, demonic hugs.